Capricorn, I am still spinning from the energy as I was connecting with all of you. And what happened first was sort of interesting because as I was dialing in, I felt this sensation of hot and cold sort of running through my body. And it was like I was shunted or pushed back, like I was pushed out of my body. And as I was sort of understanding this and unpacking this, what I was really getting was almost this sense of shell shock. Now, for some of you, something could have happened very recently that was traumatic or just otherwise had a very powerful impact on you. It literally brought you out of yourself for a bit and you had to kind of reel yourself back in. For others of you, with this being shell shock, maybe there isn't anything that's happening presently, but there is some sort of trigger. There is something that is reminding you or pulling you back to a time that there was some major incident or major event. And so it feels like there's something here either way that feels very tied to larger patterns, to larger cycles. The past is repeating itself, or something is repeating. A pattern is repeating. And it just feels like, whoa, like, what do we do with this? So hopefully the tarot cards are going to give us a little more guidance, a little more advice here. This is a timeless message, so I'm trusting that this is reaching you as it is meant to. I did pull a couple of animal cards, however. The first card that I got was actually the swan. And this card is very interesting because we have the swan kind of looking on its own reflection. And so it is a very reflective energy. And that's why I feel like for a lot of you, whatever is happening in your life right now, whatever is really just like almost blowing your mind or pushing you out of body or making you go out of your body, it feels like there is something here that is being reflected back at you at the same time. And this really does feel like there is something that is kind of a callback. There is a callback here. And it just feels like there's a very loud synchronicity, maybe something even involving anniversaries right now, like certain things happening around anniversaries of different events, different dates. Maybe there is someone dying around the anniversary of someone's death. Maybe there's like a breakup happening around the time another breakup happened in your life, like that sort of thing. It feels like there is something very loud here. And at least at the time of this recording, again, this is a timeless message, but it does feel worth mentioning that we are in a Mercury retrograde. So maybe you're watching this in a time where Mercury is retrograde, or maybe this is just a callback to another time, or just an energy that's applicable regardless. But when Mercury goes retrograde, there's a lot of review. There's a lot of breakdowns, there's a lot of miscommunications, things can go awry. But what this is ultimately offering is a mirror or pattern. It's showing us things that have happened in the past, what is and isn't working, and there's just a lot that's being illuminated. What needs to be adjusted right now, okay? The other card that I got was the rabbit card. And I feel like just looking here, we can kind of see that shell shock, that surprise with this rabbit. This is the perfect image to kind of describe the energy I was getting. And what I really feel like with the rabbit and the swan, oh, interesting. Some of you are so shocked or just in some emotional state where it's like you're not actually hearing things right now. Like people could be talking around you and it's like you're not really processing what they're saying. The same thing with the swan. You might not be seeing something because you're distracted by your own reflection. And when I see the rabbit card, actually the advice, excuse me, interesting that happened in that moment. The advice with the rabbit card usually is, excuse me, major truth shit coming out. Wow. The advice with the rabbit is to listen. And to really ground yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if it feels like your mind is just this constant stream of chatter or thoughts or worries, the rabbit is reminding us to slow down, to become present, and to listen. And this doesn't feel like a time to be reactive, if I'm being honest, Capricorn. It's a time to sort of reflect. because there could be a strong reaction here. You might be really pissed. You might be really sad or hurt, and that could very well be justified. I'm not going to tell you that it isn't, but it does feel like this is also influenced by something from the past as well. It's touching into something deeper. And so maybe by understanding this and breaking this down a bit more, we can kind of make sense of things and figure out where to move from here. So I am going to shuffle the tarot cards for you now. What an interesting energy so far, Capricorn. What is going on here? I do love to hear from you in the comments down below. I do have all of my links in the description of this video if you're looking for readings or energy healing sessions, as well as Coffee, which is a platform where you can make a one-time or monthly donation if you have the means and feel so called. But otherwise, truly, I really appreciate your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It really is with all your support that I'm able to continue doing these readings, and I am just starting this reading from a space of gratitude for all of you, especially those of you who support this channel. Thank you so much. And definitely feel free to comment. What is this story? What is the thing here? What is coming up for Capricorn? Or I'm sorry, yeah, what is coming up for Capricorn? I don't know why I almost wanted to call you Sagittarius. Maybe some of you have Sagittarius placements. What is going on for Capricorn? Okay. There's one more card here. Okay. So the first card that came out was the Nine of Wands in reverse. And this is showing up in the past. And this is kind of this sort of wounded energy or feeling burnt out, feeling worn down. The Nine of Wands is someone who has recovered or who has survived, rather, a very difficult situation. And it's often a card of resiliency. But when I see this in reverse, and with the energy I was just tuning into for you, Capricorn, it does feel like there is an old wound. There is an old conflict, maybe, coming to the surface right now. Excuse me. I will say, it does feel like there could be old conflicts, old people from the past with this energy as well. That could kind of be part of the shell shock. And it could also be involving a work situation as well, or something financial, or maybe working together, collaborating with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to be honest, it feels like there could be something that's kind of going awry in some sort of work situation, or maybe a financial situation, something where you're supposed to be splitting responsibilities. And it feels like this has happened before, and it kind of feels like it's happening again. I also really want to tell you right now, Capricorn, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And the reason I'm saying this, Page of Swords with the Empress in reverse in the present, as the change or challenge, the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the future as the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So if there's something that you've been working on with somebody and you've been doing a lot of the work, it feels like you're kind of taking that on more. Because when I saw this Page of Swords, it almost felt like adversarial energy. Again, like an old conversation, something kind of coming back from the past. I feel like there's just a lot of tension. I don't know what this is. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of really intense feelings right now. And it feels like you're sort of talking through some of this intensity, especially with the Empress in reverse. There could be people who are not feeling heard or valued. Maybe it's you. There's some kind of insecurity that's coming up here, or there's some sort of instability. Maybe some of you are also getting news that is making you feel unstable in your life. Actually, that's a strong message I'm getting here. And I want to say, Four of Coins. This can be a card of conservation, holding on to what you have. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse in the future, I'm going to be honest, this can sometimes indicate a sort of loss. But I think you'll already sort of know if this is your message based off of this Page of Swords and the Empress in reverse. And I think right now you're kind of being asked to pivot, and you know that. And that's kind of why you are shell-shocked, because it's like whatever felt stable for you is suddenly feeling unstable. And it might not be going the way you expected, or the way you'd hoped, or the way another person told you it would be going. And so you're really questioning what is stable in your life right now, because it feels like you tried to find that stability through working with other people, collaborating with the Three of Pentacles here. Maybe someone was using you. I'm just kind of looking at this image of the genie and the person kind of rubbing the bottle. And it's like a genie will grant your wish. It'll make your wish come true. But at what cost? And is it really going to be the way you anticipate? There's almost a trickster energy here, and maybe it's just because Mercury's retrograde, I'm extra honing in on that kind of side of it, or that interpretation, but that does feel like the energy regardless. And this shouldn't freak anybody out, I'm going to be honest, because it's like you'll sort of know if you're in the situation, honestly, or you'll know in the next couple of days, because it's here. And it's like, what do you do about this? I think that's the real question. What do we do about this? The Hierophant. Maybe it's turning to spirituality or traditions, finding a mentor, finding a guide. Something has happened in your life right now where you are finally recognizing, maybe this is actually out of my hands. Maybe I can't handle all of this. Maybe I can't do the job of multiple people. Who are the people I can turn to for support? What are the systems I can rely on? That could also be something as well. Maybe there's something systemic happening right now. Maybe you've been getting support through some sort of system and you're getting cut off. Or you're losing some sort of benefit or some source of income or some source of stability. But with the Hierophant, it's really, it is actually sort of this acknowledgement of you shouldn't be doing all of this alone. You should be asking for help, and this applies on multiple levels. Maybe this applies in like financial areas of life. It could also apply to relationships. It's like you need to resource yourself, is what I'm getting. Or connect to the resources that you have, or still have. You're being shaken to your foundation right now. It feels like it's all but the Tower on the table, if I'm being honest. Seven of Swords. Yeah, someone, maybe sneaking in the background. Something's kind of been happening. Something isn't what it appeared to be. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So I have this clarified with the Star in reverse. And actually what this is sort of feeling like is almost more of the Seven of Cups energy. And I was just saying, this feels like the Tower in the table. And now it's like another card that's not actually on the table. There's a lot of things that aren't what they seem to be, or things that are showing up in unexpected ways or forms. But the Star in reverse, a loss of faith, optimism, renewal, or maybe like misplaced faith. I'm getting a little bit of a devil energy, if I'm being honest, too. It's like some of you tried to make a deal with the devil, But what I really feel like is happening or has happened is like, it almost feels like you were lying to yourself. Is that true? You weren't trusting what your intuition was really telling you with the Queen of Cups. Maybe you were letting your emotions cloud this inner voice. I'm understanding this now. It all just clicked very quickly. So what could be happening right now for you, Capricorn, is that you have in the past maybe not listened or trusted your intuition. There was something you kind of knew you should have done or not done, and it might be happening again now. And it's like something you were kind of just hoping to not deal or face is back again. And to be honest, it does feel like it comes at a bit of a cost. And that could be anything with the Ace of Coins in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles. It could be the loss of an opportunity. I'm also going to say that if some of you took on a job or a responsibility and it's like something is being threatened, like losing that job, I do feel like in the grand scheme of things, you actually gain a lot more stability and freedom. Oof. What an energy. I'm definitely sending some energy to support you if this is really kind of like affecting you. Aha, here we go. We have the Devil. Ooh, okay. Okay, Capricorn. I mean, this is one of your cards, which is sort of interesting, right? And the Devil can kind of represent the systems or people or things that we bind ourselves to. Sometimes there is like a temperance with this card where it is about indulging in something, right? It's about like letting yourself indulge. But what I'm really getting here with the Devil and kind of all of these other cards is like you knew something was too good to be true, and maybe you were desperate, and someone took advantage of your desperation, or they saw that you were in a low or vulnerable place and tried to take advantage of you. Or you just knew like something wasn't a good situation. It was questionable, and you can kind of look back now and see it, even if you didn't let yourself see it before. But this isn't like the end or anything. It's not the end of the world. But it is shaking your sense of stability right now. And like it's really important that if this is resonating, that you're kind of finding a way to ground yourself. Even if that's just pausing this video, taking a couple of deep breaths. Is it this one? Ooh, the Six of Coins in reverse. The Six of Coins in reverse with the Devil. Something was offered as a gift that wasn't actually a gift. Or there was an expectation behind it. There was something attached to it. And there could be another offer again in the future with the Ace of Coins in reverse that's kind of just a similar thing. And I don't want that to freak you out. I don't want you to be, I mean, do what you have to do. Make decisions you have to make. But with the Hierophant, Seek someone else's guidance. Someone with expertise, with wisdom, whether that's spiritual or another kind of specific type of wisdom or knowledge. And like I weirdly I heard like diversify portfolio, like don't put your stock all in one thing, right? That's kind of coming in right now. And I feel like, if I'm being honest with this collective, I'm getting this sort of silver bullet or magic bullet mentality. And what I mean by this is like, I'm having this problem and I just need this one problem to go away. I need this one thing to be solved. Or this is going to be the thing that's going to solve all of these other problems. And you keep kind of looking for that one thing. And instead, I think there needs to be a more balanced approach. And I think this also applies to like kind of the broad categories of body, mind, spirit, emotion. Finding balance in all of these different things, not turning to one area of life for support or resource. Building something that is a very secure and stable foundation for you overall. I'm also going to say, like, with the Swan and the Devil card, I'm almost getting this, like, toxic relationship. Some of you might have called this person, like, a twin flame or something like that. Because we do have kind of the mirror image. Or maybe you thought a person was, like, a soulmate or something. But there's more, there's something else here. And it feels like maybe there's some toxicity or something wounded that's coming up. What do we do with the devil? What do we do with the devil? The King of Wands. I mean, standing in your own power is definitely a start here. I recently just saw something on social media where it was this line, no one's going to come save you. So who's going to stop you? I kind of get this energy for you, Capricorn. Because it feels like you've been hoping for something to kind of change dramatically. Or you would find something that would sort of shift things in your life. Wow. Okay, the Tower and Justice. I knew the Tower was here. Something that is ending was built on a false foundation. And it is part of a greater balance. Something was out of balance here with the 6 of coins in reverse, as well as the 3 of coins in reverse. There is a major, major clearing that's happening in your life. Weirdly, I'm also hearing phrases. I'm hearing 7 years, 13 years. So looking back 7 years ago, looking back 13 years ago, what was happening at those points in your life? Because it kind of feels like there's some sort of similar callback happening. I'm also hearing 1 year ago. I think that's like every 6 years then, right? Because like 1 plus 6, yeah, like there's something happening like every 6 years. Or maybe it was happening every 6 years. But there is a paradigm shift happening right now. And there's a new way of being, new systems of being with justice. And you might really just be in this place where it feels like, why is this happening to me? Why now? It might feel like a tower is crumbling down on you. Or if it's not, it actually could just be the triggered feeling, if I'm being honest. But there is another way to approach this situation. There's another way to approach your life. This is a major recalibration moment. And it might feel like there are systems in place that are crumbling with justice and the tower. And that's why it's really important to not trust in this other. I'm just going to be real. I feel like there's something about like relying on the government or a system or some bureaucracy, and it's falling apart. And maybe that's the thing that you knew was too good to be true. And that's why it's important that you seek out other sources of support through family, friends, loved ones. Diversify your portfolio. Let the false systems crumble. If you keep asking yourself, why is this happening again? I think the better question is, what can I do differently? How can I approach this differently? And I'm just sending some energy your way. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. You are reassessing your life, kind of looking at the big picture, the long term. Things you have invested in. What do I invest in? And we have these geese. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Don't count your eggs before they hatch. It's also another way I could see this energy. You know, don't count on money that you don't have. Don't spend money you don't have. Maybe there's something with taxes going on, actually, for this collective as well. But you will be okay with the King of Pentacles. You will figure something out. It might set you back. It might come at a loss, at least in the moment. But I do think you're finding a better balance. And ultimately, you're finding something that is truly sustainable. And so have heart, Capricorn. Don't lose heart. Don't get stuck in your head with the Eight of Swords. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, your ears are ringing, your vision is going black, like you literally might not be seeing or hearing what's going on. And that's why it's important that you get some sort of guidance, even if that's just like looking online or something like that. But you're not as stuck as you think you are. You're not as trapped as you think you are with the swords, the Eight of Swords, and the moon at the bottom of the deck. There are big emotions that are coming up, and there is something major that has happened. Acknowledge that, feel that maybe for 30 minutes, and then figure out where to go from there. You know, stop, take a breath, observe everything, make a plan, and proceed. And those are all the messages I got for you right now, Capricorn. I hope this wasn't too heavy or anything. I'm trusting this is the message that was meant to reach you, especially if you made it all the way to the end here. And I hope that this gave you some things to work through and think on. Feel free to comment down below any sort of suggestions. Maybe this is even for other people in your life. Maybe it's not for you. But what are some ways that you can support yourselves and maybe even each other? I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way, sending lots of energy. I literally feel the energy just pouring out of me through my hands. All of my links are in the description of this video if you'd like to work one-on-one or connect with me elsewhere. And I will see you all in the next video. I'm sending so much positive energy and love your way, Capricorn. Take care.